Let's bow our heads and pray. God, our Father, we offer you today all that we think, do, and say. We offer it with what was done on earth by Jesus Christ, your Son. Amen. Good day, students. Meet our reporters, Java James Kamantige, which is me, Jan Custudio, Brian Arcet Batican, Sophie Aringo, and John Cedric Foro. So our topic is all about structural context of a prose, presented by Group 2. First, what is our objective? Our objective, number one, determine the literary genres, meaning, purpose, and audience. Number two, perform a unique literary piece that expresses the identity of the literary genre. And third, recognize the importance of literary environment that represents Filipino and intercultural values. So what is prose? Vatican?
Prose is a style that does not adhere to a rhyming or metric framework. Instead, prose has a grammatical framework in which words are used to form phrases that are then organized into sentences and paragraphs. In prose, it doesn't need to have a rhyme at the end, and it doesn't require a specific amount of sentences. It's freestyle, has no limitations, and it depends on the author. Example, all that glitters is not gold. One of the famous prose quotation of William Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice. The Merchant of Venice is a play, but its quote sentences can be used in novels. There are then four different types of prose: non-fiction, fiction, heroic, and poetic prose.
Nonfiction is chronicles, veritable tales, imparts wisdom, or unveils factual sagas. Instances include gazettes, scholarly tomes, and more. Meanwhile, fiction is the most common type of prose used in short stories and novels. Fictions are just fantasies created from the imagination of an author. We're not sure who experienced the following. We don't have any given name that exists real life. Fantasies are full of unbelievable creatures, power or magic, and many more. Examples of nonfiction are letters or formal letters, essays, diary, entries, journals, magazines, histories, speeches, and other things that someone experienced. While fictional prose, novels, short stories, and myths are work of fiction. An example is Ibong Adarna.
Now, we have heroic and poetic prose. Heroic prose usually in the form of a legend or fable. Is designed to be recited and passed down orally or in writing. Heroic are stories from the past or ancients or legends or folklore. They usually passed down through our grandparents to the younger generations. Basically, heroic prose are most likely was written way back years ago. They're old. Okay, poetic prose. Poetry produced in the style of prose, resulting in a literary hybrid with occasional rhythm and rhyme patterns. At first glance, poetic prose may appear to be an unremarkable paragraph of standard language. Poetic prose, it uses deep words or vocabularies, and it has rhyming. A poetic prose does not require every paragraph to have a rhyming. There's only occasional poetry. Example of prose muna. The King Arthur and also yung Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Shakespeare. Yan. Bali, other examples written by Filipino writers are Noli Me Tangere, Florante at Laura, Maria Makiling, at Ibong Adarna. So, ito yung mga yon. Ayan, structural context na tayo. Ferma.
Structural context. Characters refers to people, creatures, or objects who act or move in a story. Characterization is a writer tool or literary device that occurs whenever the author uses details to tell us about a person. This is used to tell a story throughout its whole.
Structural context of a prose is the organization of planning of a story's various elements, including plot, character, and themes. It forms a frame that helps a reader understand how a story's elements tie together. It has sequence of events, how they are told or convey, and how they are all threaded together. And so the example, yung external. Pakisalo nga poro, nawawala ko eh.
External. So yung
Character.
external ay character.
Ituloy mo na yung ano sa kaninang in-explain mo.
So sa character versus self, yung character versus self is sarili mo, your own emotion, gaya nga ng sabi kanina. Your own emotion, your own thinking, and basically sarili mo lang. Ang external naman is outside maliban sa sarili mo. For example, bullying. Bully. Ang problem doon is from outside at hindi sa...
So, bali ayun. Yung character ko, kung sino siya, yung characterization, yung ugali po. Yun lang po yun, madali lang po natin intindihan. Ayan,
So ngayon, conflict. Ito naman yung laban, turo na to. Ito yung mga away, story. Pwede siyang character versus self, external, character versus character. Ito ang sarili, kalaban mo yung sarili mo. Your own mental, your emotional mo. Sabi nga sa ESP, kilos loob at saka isip. Dito naman, next. External, struggle with a force outside oneself people. Ito naman yung sa panlabas, maliban sa iyong sarili. Next, character versus character, struggles against other person. Ito yung conflict na from one person to another person. Yun, basically ganun lang.
Ayan po. Bali, ayan. Example, yung character versus self dun sa Inside Out.
So sa character versus self, yung character versus self is sarili mo, your own emotion, gaya nga ng sabi kanina. Your own emotion, your own thinking, and basically sarili mo lang. Ang external naman is outside maliban sa sarili mo. For example, bullying. Bully. Ang problem doon is from outside at hindi sa sarili mo.
Next.
Yan. Next slide, please.
Ayan.
So, ayan, character versus character. Si Harry Potter tsaka si... Sino ba yan? Draco. Yan si Draco tsaka si... Silang dalawa is character, tas another character. And nagkakaroon sila ng away o conflict. Next slide. Okay. So, another character versus nature struggles against environment, weather, and etc. Ang character versus nature is about kalikasan, yung paligid. For example, yan na nga yung mga earthquake, bagyong Enteng ngayon, lumabas na yung bagyong Enteng, meron na naman dinala. Yan. Character versus society, ito yung kalaban mo ang panlipunan, kung gaano gumagalaw ang panlipunan. Kung ikaw ay against doon, ayaw na naman lipunan sa'yo, parang ganun. Yung mga kultura nila, ideas nila, paano gumagalaw yung panlipunan nila. Kung against ka doon, against sila sa'yo, conflict na tawag doon. Next slide.
Okay, si So Aringo, yung example.
Enjoy storm characters face the dangerous storm because of broken satellites. This is character versus nature because people are battling against powerful natural forces that have gone out of control due to the technology failure. Tapos sa character versus society.
If a disabled kid wants seek for help and others don't think, consider, and make fun of them, they are now facing challenge from society. So, bali yung kung sa Pilipino natin, ito yung tao laban sa tag dito, nakalimutan ko. Bali ayun, pag yung character is nagkaroon siya ng parang challenge or kinakalaban niya or merong parang yung mismong nasa paligid niya, yung yung kinakaharap niya na kalaban niya, I we consider yun as a character versus society. And bali pang fourth ng structural context, which is yung plot, the arrangement of events. Naka-highlight po dyan, arrangement of events. Kasi pag plot, ito nga yung arrangement of events o ano yung pagkakasunod-sunod na mangyayari. There are 5 essential parts of plot. Una, exposition, introduction. It is the beginning of a story. Second one, rising action, part of the story where the conflict begins to develop. Ito yung the rising action, ito yung parang kapanabik-nabik na pangyayari. Ay, no, no, no. Ay, yung before pa dumating sa part na yon. And sa third, yung climax is the turning point of the story. Readers will take guess which next situation will most likely to happen. So yan, nabibuild na yung pinaka point ng story kung ano yung next na mangyayari. Ayan. Yung next doon sa tatlong yon is the following action is where the resolution begins. Ito na yung on how they give parang solution dun sa conflict na nagaganap. Events and complications start to fall into places. These are the events between climax and panglimang part, final outcome of events in the story. Ito yung parang yung pinaka tawag dito. Yung parang effect na nangyari sa buong plot ng story. Ayan. Bale example, please Batikan, paki-read.
Sample of exposition is one day while Gladys was walking around the school, she found 100 pesos playing on the ground unattended. And the example of rising action is she hurriedly picked up the money and put it inside her pocket. Next slide, please. Climax. She is thinking of spending the money on the canteen since she doesn't have any food or money to buy one. This is the climax because this is where it's most of the action. This is where most of the action is presented and where the awaited moment is finally happening. Next, please. Next slide, please.
Following action and resolution.
Falling action, but she knows deep down to herself that it's not the right thing. Resolution, but in the end, she decided to do the right thing, which is to take the lost and found and let the personnel there find the person who lost their money. After she did the right thing, she felt a wave of happiness. The following action is where most of the action is gone and it's close to the resolution where it's close to the conclusion of the story. This is where most of the problems are solved and this is where things are beginning to start falling apart. I start falling. No, no, no. Start to. This is where the pieces start falling to the right places. Then the resolution is this is the conclusion. Dito mo mahahanap kung ano ang ending ng story, kung paano 'to na-end, kung and this is where most of the actions from the previous parts of the story are all connected, and this is where they fall apart. Next slide po. Narrative point of view. Search lang natin narrative point of view or POV defines who is communicating to the reader. Every written text comes from a certain person's viewpoint. When we understand who's speaking to us, we can easily understand the story that is being told. In POV, we are talking about who is the person telling a story or better described as a story's frame of reference, identifies who the narrator is in relation to the text. Are they part of the story or somewhere outside of it? This is POV is basically like example of a POV is when is your life. The example of an POV is your life. For example, I am here right now talking. I am here right now in a meeting, and I'm currently reading a structural contracts of a prose. That is the example of a POV. Here's an example of first person point of view. The word I miss you and I want to see you. Because it using I to refer to themselves, expressing their own feelings or experiences. Ito ay ginamitan ng I or ako, kaya ito ay isang first person point of view. Use the first person uses the I pronoun and occurs when the narrator is a part of the story. This is when the this when the person telling the story is a character from the story. Then second person uses the you pronoun and is rarely used in long passages of prose. Second person is used when the reader is the subject of the story. Second person, and this is an example of second person point of view. When fairy godmother tells to Cinderella that you can't go to the ball looking like that. In this sentence, the word you refers to the person being spoken to. This makes it a second person point of view because it's directed at someone else.
Third person uses impersonal pronouns he, she, they, it, etc. The majority of fiction is told in the third person and is not an autobiographical work of some poetry. Third person is like, how can I say? Uses he, she, they, it. So like, wala ka dun sa story na yon, pero sinasabi or kinikwento kung ano nangyari sa mga characters doon sa kwento.
And bali, ito na po. The third person point of view example is this. Do you know what movie this picture? No. No. Yan. This picture, that's right. It's from Titanic movie in 1997. Jack and Rose stood at the bow of the ship, the wind whipping through their hair. They felt as though they were flying, completely immersed in the moment. Yung movie na yun are observed from the outside, and they refers to both characters showing their shared experience from a third person perspective. Narrative techniques, Foro?
Narrative techniques is the way in which a writer conveys what they want to say to their reader and the methods that they use to develop a story. So dito sa narrative techniques, ano yung writing style nila, kung paano nila binubuo yung story. Ito yung mahalaga, mahalaga talaga sa pagsusulat ng stories. So meron tong mga techniques, meron mga principles. So, number one is setting. This technique is particularly popular in fiction, where a house or landscape are used almost as an additional character in the story, setting the mood and having a significant influence on the protagonist. So, alam naman natin to, may lesson na to ng grade 9, ito yung nagbibigay ng mood, nagbibigay kung saan ba to, saan bang lugar to, saan nangyari to. At ito din yung nagbibigay ng mood kung malungkot, maano, masaya, kasi minsan may mga sinusulat sila. Next is, settings example is the Bikini Bottom from the SpongeBob SquarePants. Yan. Saan ba yung ano? Ang sinasagot ng settings is kung saan. Next naman, sa foreshadowing. As the name suggests, writer will use foreshadowing to suggest events or outcomes that will happen later in the writing. So, etong foreshadowing na to is parang very ginagamit, parang clue. May clue siyang ginagamit na hindi naman siya significant talaga. Hindi man siya significant na nakikita doon sa isang eksena na yun. Pero pag tinignan mo ng maigi, parang malalaman mo na kung ano yung susunod na mangyari later on. Next slide.
Yung example, for sa foreshadowing, sa Goldilocks and Three Bears. Pakituloy na lang. Thank you.
Here's an example in foreshadowing in the story. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Next slide. Three Bears, when Goldilocks first enters the bear's house, she noticed that the one chair is too big, another is too small, and the third one is just right. This early detail foreshadows that the third chair will be the one she sits in comfortably, just as the porridge in and bed are also just right for her. Kung makita nyo dyan, sa may Goldilocks in the Bear, meron dyang maliit, malaki, tsaka katamtaman lang. Makikita natin, malalaman natin, based sa mga gamit dyan, alam natin kung sino yung tao doon. Malaki ba siya, maliit ba siya, or tama lang ba siya. Okay. Next. Next slide.
Pakituloy na din.
Yan. So, ito naman, cliffhanger. A cliffhanger is when a story is left open-ended and unresolved. This is commonly used narrative technique in television and film, as creators want the viewers to come back for the next episode or sequel to see if the answer are revealed. So, ito yung mga pabitin, ano to, commonly to kung gusto mo ng, kung maggagawa sila ng sequel, ayan, parang, example nito is yung kalimutan ko na yung movie na yun. Pero parang yung about sa aliens ata yon. Kala mo ah buhay yung bida pero patay pala tapos may cliffhang doon na scene na niluwa niya yung mga aliens. So siguro may sequel ata yon pero dapat may sequel yan kung gagawa ka ng cliffhanger. Next, flashback or flash forward. Show events that happened in the past or future that impact the characters in the present day of the story timeline. So itong flashback is nagbibigay ng context din dito. Pinapakita kung anong nangyari sa nung nakaraan tapos anong at saka anong mangyayari sa future. Pinapakita lang nila 'yon. Yan. Next slide, please.
So, example.
So, ito nga example sa cliffhanger. Si Thanos dun sa Infinity War, nung inisnap niya yung gauntlet niya. So, may cliffhang doon, kaya gumawa sila ng sequel, yung Endgame. Tapos doon nasabi na natin ano nangyari nung inisnap ni Thanos yung gauntlet. Dapat sa flashback.
Okay. Thank you. And So, alin ko lang yung sinabi ni Foro, dagdag ko lang. Yung Sacrifice example is in Avengers Infinity War, the movie ends with Thanos snap, leaving audiences to eagerly watch the next upcoming movie. Katulad that what he said kanina, parang mayroong pang bitin na sinasabi doon sa movie na yun. Uh, this is an example of a flashback in the movie Lion movie Lion King. When Simba lay under the stars, he suddenly remembered a vivid moment from his childhood. He saw himself and Mufasa atop Pride Rock, his father explaining the balance of the circle of life. Mufasa's wise words echoed in his mind, reminding Simba of his responsibilities and his place in the kingdom. Uh, no, wala pa tayo dyan. In this, the example of flash forward, imagine in this is the example of flash forward, imagine a story about a young girl named Mia, who is on a quest to find a hidden treasure. At the beginning of the story, there's a flash forward scene where Mia is standing on a stage, holding a shiny trophy and smiling. This scene shows that in the future, she will win a big prize for finding the treasure. This makes the reader excited to see how Mia will achieve that goal and what adventures she will go through get there. So, parang may pang hihintay na susunod na scene. Ayun yung isa flashback. Okay? Ayan. Number 6, narrative technique. Narrative techniques pa din tayo. Is the way in which, basahin ko ulit, is the way in which a writer conveys what they want to say to the reader and the methods that they use to develop a story. So, for paki-read po ng ayan, ng dalawang type sa baba, Ferma.
Red herrings and red herrings are popular in crime and mystery writing in particular, where writers divert the attention of the reader onto another character or element of the story in order to distract them from the truth. So ito yung ginagamit sa kung nanonood kayo ng Detective Conan. So yung mga characters doon, kala mo siya yung pumatay. Pero later on, hindi naman pala siya. So, yun yung mga types ng red herring. Dinidistract lang tayo kung sino ba talaga, kung ano ba talaga. Yan yung mga red herring. Next, Epiphany Japet.
Epiphany, a sudden realization by a character can have a dramatic impact on a story. Kung ano yung pinaka impact sa story, yung realization ng character. This is usually in relation to a problem that the character has been facing and the solution or different perspective emerge. Sorry. Yan. Bali, Epiphany example in this short story is the title The Magic Crayons. Doon muna tayo sa red herring example. Imagine you're trying to find out who ate the last cookie in the kitchen. You see a cat sitting on the counter with cookie crumbs around it. So you think a cat must be the culprit. But the cat is a red herring. It just sitting there. And the real culprit might be someone else who left the crumbs behind. The cat distracts you from the true answer. Ayan. Parang tulad sinasabi dito na writers divert the attention of the reader. Nadidistract sila sa katotohanan. Kaya that's what like sa example it's this who ate my cookies dun sa cat is na di natin alam yung nadidistract tayo dun kung sino yung toong kumain ng The Magic Crayons example ng Epiphany. Epiphany example in this short story to draw a rainbow. Through using the Epiphany was realizing that using colors in the right order can make her drawings come to life. Aki's realization is an epiphany because she suddenly understands something important that changes how she approaches her drawing. Batikan, backstory. Brian, Batikan.
Backstory reflects on events that happen before the main body of the story being told, giving context for what happens in the present time. The backstory is basically like yung bago bago ng ano, kung ano yung nangyari bago nagsimula yung story or yung events. Ito yung parang nagbibigay sa atin ng information para sa kasalukuyang panahon. Next slide po. Next slide, Japet.
Bali, next slide na.
Backstory example in the Harry Potter movie. Harry's backstory is about his parents being killed by Voldemort when he was a baby. This is his backstory because it tells us important things about his past that help us understand why he acts the way he does and why he has certain problems and goals in the story. Ito rin yung kung bakit isang orphan si Harry Potter, kung bakit siya kung bakit isa siyang adopted na anak. Kasi pinakita dito sa backstory na namatay ang kanyang mga magulang dahil kay Voldemort. Next slide po.
Okay, thank you. So, Verma.
Organic unity, DIM. The
Okay,
organic
number
unity
7, organic unity.
its unified whole or the way all of its part and aspect come together to create a cohesive unit. Example of organic unity is Finding Nemo. Example of organic unity is in Finding Nemo. The adventures, ocean, settings, and characters all come together to show the importance of family and perseverance.
Perseverance. Okay, thank you. And that's all for all this week. Thank you for listening.